So I'm down at the mirror ball again, and we're looking over towards Barrow in Furnace. The temperature right now is 1.5 degrees, which is far colder than probably the water itself. So when we look at this corner of the mountain, absolutely 100% you can see the inferior mirage of the actual mountain itself. Now, I've filmed this many a time during the summertime and we don't get anything like this. Not to this degree anyway. The tide is actually out, so it's really low tide, and I'm actually at the top of the wall, so I'm essentially in the region of, what, 45 feet above sea level? And of course, when we pan along to some of the more obvious features of Barrow in Furnace, which in this case, when we're looking at the chimneys that are next to the buildings of Barrow, you know, Devonshire Dock Hall, we have the chimneys that are obviously sticking out right now, clearly visible. But you can see that that inferior mirage is absolutely stopping you see the bottom of the building. And we know from previous footage from this location that where that inferior mirage is right now is essentially where those buildings, the top of those buildings, should be seen. So everything that we should see is absolutely hidden behind the inferior mirage. This buoy is a very good indication of where Devonshire Dock Hall should normally be seen. But as we can see with both the chimney here and the side of the mountain itself, you can see where the inferior mirage is doubling back on itself. So where it starts to curl, everything below that is a mirror image, but obviously reversed. So where that curve starts, you've got the mountain reflected down on itself, and you've got the sky reflected down on itself. So essentially it's like putting a mirror, looking into a mirror, but looking up, and it's reflecting it down. So that's what's happening. It's atmospheric blockage. There should be no issues with the heights here, the heights involved and the distances. You know, it's expected that you should be able to see some of those buildings at least from this distance and at this altitude right now. However, the atmosphere itself is the blockage, not the curvature of the earth. Just have one more little look. Or maybe not. Doesn't want to focus anymore. Anyway, that's what we can see looking towards the north. And of course, when we look towards the south, we would normally see mountain range upon mountain range over there, and there's nothing to be seen at all. And these mountains should be visible. Let's be honest, they should be visible. But the atmosphere isn't allowing us to see it. It's just the way it is. This is why you can't model anything inside. So it's not like you can go and do a test on a floor, for instance, because it has no atmosphere. Essentially, not the atmosphere that we're looking at across right now, which is, you know, it's outside, and it has all kind of variables going on. So of course there's a limit to what you can always see. You always seem to have that inferior mirage, except for the very, very, very odd day that you get very clear weather. And I've only experienced that a handful of times. So this is where they hide the curvature. Sorry, this is where they hide the flatness, and they replace it with curvature. The atmosphere itself is the blockage. It's just the nature of our environment. This is what causes it.